In a surprising twist for the Green Bay Packers, the 2026 draft class has shaped up to be Brian Gutekunst's smallest to date, with only 6 players joining the roster. What does this mean for the future? Well, it certainly hints at potential moves on the horizon. Fans, where are you watching from today? Don't forget to drop your thoughts in the comments below. This year's draft saw the Packers enter with 8 picks, but come away with just 6 after a couple of strategic trades. One in the 3rd round and another in the 6th. While this could simply be attributed to how the draft unfolded, it also raises questions about what's next for the team. Head coach Matt LaFleur made it clear in his post-draft press conference that the roster isn't set in stone. One thing we've shown, and Gutekunst has shown, is that our roster is by no means solidified at this moment, LaFleur stated. Things happen in this league. There are veterans available that you can potentially add, and we're never out of the trade market. This openness to roster changes is crucial, especially considering the Packers' history of making significant trades right before the season starts, like last year when they brought in edge defender Micah Parsons and offensive lineman Darian Kinnard. These moves not only demonstrate the team's willingness to adapt, but also indicate that Gutekunst is always on the lookout for talent that can elevate the squad. Despite the smaller draft class, the front office appeared to address many of the team's immediate needs. The Packers focused on strengthening their defense, selecting 2 cornerbacks, Brandon Cisse in the 2nd round and Domani Jackson in the 6th. LaFleur expressed confidence in the existing roster, but emphasized the importance of adding competition. We feel strong about the guys we already have in our program, but you can never add enough competition to bring out the best in everybody, he remarked. Interestingly, of the 6 players selected, 4 are on the defensive side, which underscores a clear strategy to bolster that unit. Along with the cornerbacks, the Packers drafted defensive tackle Chris McClellan and edge defender Danny Dennis-Sutton, rounding out their focus on defense. On the other side of the ball, the only offensive addition was center/guard Jaeger Burton, which might raise eyebrows among fans eager for more offensive firepower. And let's not forget kicker Trey Smack, who became the first player at his position selected in 2026, adding yet another layer to this draft class. As we dissect these picks, it's essential to consider the implications of a smaller class. It leaves room for speculation on potential trades or free agency acquisitions that could shake things up. Are there veterans out there who could come in and make an immediate impact? LaFleur's comments strongly suggest that the Packers are keeping their options open, and with the draft now behind them, they could be gearing up for some exciting moves. With this draft, the Packers have signaled a commitment to building a competitive roster while remaining flexible enough to adapt to the ever-changing landscape of the NFL. The excitement is palpable, but so is the uncertainty. What will these next steps entail? Will Gutekunst pull the trigger on a blockbuster trade? Only time will tell. Now let's shift gears and delve deeper into what these draft picks mean for the team moving forward. The Green Bay Packers have emerged from the 2026 NFL Draft with an impressive collection of young talent. But one glaring omission stands out: the running back position. General Manager Brian Gutekunst had just 6 draft picks to work with, forcing him to prioritize certain roster needs while leaving others untouched. Now that the dust has settled, the question lingers: how will the Packers address the depth at running back? As teams scour the free agent market for those final pieces, Analyst Zach Bachar from Bleacher Report suggests the Packers should seriously consider veteran running back Austin Ekeler. It's a thought that stirs both excitement and apprehension among fans. Yes, the Packers have their unquestioned starter in Josh Jacobs, who is poised to shoulder the load this season. But let's be honest, banking on a single running back to carry the weight of a grueling 17-game season is a gamble that could backfire spectacularly. Over the last 4 seasons, Jacobs has averaged nearly 18 rushing attempts per game. That kind of volume isn't just demanding, it's punishing. The physical toll mounts, especially as we head into the colder months and the playoff race intensifies. This is where a player like Austin Ekeler could provide the perfect solution. He doesn't need to be the bell cow. He can contribute as a highly efficient rotational back, allowing Jacobs to stay fresh for those critical late-game moments. What truly elevates Ekeler above your average backup is his elite versatility. He's not just a running back. He's a multifaceted weapon who can operate as a wide receiver out of the backfield. In fact, before last season, he surpassed 400 receiving yards in 6 of his 8 NFL seasons. His ability to run precise routes, exploit soft spots in zone coverage, and make clutch catches on 3rd down makes him a perfect fit from Matt LaFleur's offensive philosophy. LaFleur has a knack for using running backs in the passing game to create mismatches, and adding a veteran like Ekeler would give quarterback Jordan Love a reliable check-down option, enhancing the complexity of Green Bay's offensive game plan. However, it's essential to address the elephant in the room: Ekeler's recent health struggles. His 2025 season with the Washington Commanders was cut short after just 2 games due to a serious right Achilles injury suffered on the turf at Lambeau Field. Achilles injuries are notoriously tough for running backs, especially those nearing the age of 30. This uncertainty is why Ekeler remains unsigned. But surprisingly, this could be advantageous for the Packers. They might have the opportunity to sign him to an affordable, incentive-laden prove-it contract that minimizes financial risk. If he fails to regain his burst, the Packers won't be left in a precarious position. When healthy, Austin Ekeler is one of the most dynamic and productive offensive players in the league. He led the NFL in total touchdowns in both 2021 and 2022 and has accumulated over 9,000 career scrimmage yards. This is a player who knows what it takes to excel at the professional level. The Packers have a storied history of utilizing a powerful 1-2 punch in a backfield. Pairing a hard-nosed runner like Jacobs with a nimble, pass-catching threat like Ekeler would force defenses to prepare for 2 distinct styles of play, keeping them on their toes. As the Green Bay Packers turn their attention towards rookie mini-camps and organized team activities, it's critical to keep an eye on the free agent wire. Signing a veteran with Ekeler's pedigree could be the understated offseason move that elevates the Green Bay offense to new heights. The potential is there. It's now up to the organization to seize the moment and make it happen. As we shift gears to our next item, let's stay tuned to see how these developments unfold. After the whirlwind of draft weekend, the Green Bay Packers have emerged with a clearer vision of their offseason strategy. With a tight budget and no first-round pick, General Manager Brian Gutekunst faced the challenge head-on, making the most of an offseason that saw the team address critical needs while maintaining a focus on the future. Despite only having 6 draft picks, Gutekunst's knack for maximizing value was evident as he navigated the selection process. The Packers are gearing up for training camp with an air of competition across several key positions, a necessary step as they look to solidify their roster. The moves made prior to the draft, including trades, free agent signings, and contract extensions, were all geared towards setting the team up for success as they eye the upcoming regular season. As we take stock, it's clear that the roster has undergone significant changes. 9 players have departed, each leaving for unique reasons. Jeff Hafley's exit to the Miami Dolphins was one of the more surprising moves, paving the way for Malik Willis to step into a potential starting quarterback role elsewhere. The departures don't stop there. Notable names like Quay Walker, Romeo Dew, and Rashid Walker have also exited, alongside the releases of Elgton Jenkins and Nate Hobbs. To recoup some of that lost draft capital, Gutekunst traded Rashawn Gary and Dontavian Wicks, garnering a 4th-round pick in return for Gary after a season that fell short of expectations. The trade of Colby Walker for Zaire Franklin underlines a shift in strategy, as Franklin's veteran presence will be crucial for a team that has defined itself by its youth over the past 2 seasons. Gutekunst's most significant free agent acquisition was defensive tackle Javon Hargrave, a move that highlights the team's commitment to building a strong defensive front. Each transaction has been calculated, addressing immediate needs while keeping an eye on the long-term picture. The timely release of Nate Hobbs reflects a willingness to acknowledge past mistakes, a critical step for a franchise that demands accountability. In the quest for depth, the Packers also brought in value signings like Sky Moore to bolster their special teams and Benjamin Saint just to enhance competition within the cornerback group. Contract extensions for Jaden Reed and Sean Ryan suggest that the front office is not just looking to the present, but also investing in the future, with Christian Watson and Tucker Kraft expected to follow suit. The draft itself brought a wave of fresh talent to Green Bay. Benjamin Cisse is poised to challenge for a starting role in the secondary, while Danny Dennis-Sutton adds much-needed depth to the edge position. And let's not overlook Trey Smack, who will be vying with Brandon McManus for the kicking spot, something that will be closely monitored after last season's heartbreak over missed opportunities. Gutekunst's approach this offseason signals a responsiveness to fan concerns, a refreshing shift after the disappointments of recent playoff exits.